There is a story people rarely talk about. A story of a man named Elias who lost everything yet somehow changed the ending of his life. So completely that people still speak of him today. He wasn't rich or powerful, just a simple man who carried more pain than most could survive. Once he had a family, a business, and a respected place in his small mountain town. But life tested him cruelly. His wife passed away, his business collapsed, and the people who once praised him now whispered that he was finished. For years, he woke each morning, sat in the same wooden chair, and stared out the window at a world he no longer felt part of, whispering to himself every night, "Not like this, my story can't end like this," though he didn't know what he meant. One freezing morning, while walking aimlessly through town, he noticed a young boy named Milo sitting alone on the steps of the abandoned community center, shivering in thin clothes. When Elias approached, the boy murmured that it was warmer there than at home. Something inside Elias cracked. He recognized the loneliness. He offered the boy tea, listened to him, and for the first time in years felt a sense of purpose. Every day afterward, Elias returned to see Milo, bringing food or gloves, and soon learned the boy had no father, an overworked mother, and a school where no one cared if he came or not. One day Milo asked why he kept coming back, and Elias said, "Because someone once saved me by showing me I wasn't finished yet." That night, Elias realized the broken community center had died the same time he did, and he decided to restore it. When he asked the mayor for permission, the man laughed, telling him he was too old, too alone, and that no one cared enough to fix it. Elias simply replied, "No one can change their whole life in a day, but anyone can change one day in their life." So he began alone with a broom and a hammer. People watched from a distance, whispering that he had lost his mind, but he kept showing up, sweeping, lifting, repairing. Milo joined him, then a few curious kids, then parents, then a retired carpenter, then a painter, a teacher, a widow, an unemployed man. People didn't join because Elias asked. They joined because they saw someone who refused to give up on something or himself. Piece by piece, they rebuilt the center, donating books, furniture, paint, time, anything they could. Months later, at the reopening ceremony, the mayor bragged that the town rebuilt it together, but Milo stepped forward, pointed at Elias, and said, "No, he rebuilt us." The crowd fell silent as Elias, tears in his eyes, whispered that he didn't fix the center, he just stopped waiting for someone else to do it. The center became more than a building. It became a home for the lonely, a safe place for kids like Milo, a shelter for the broken, and a reminder that one person can ignite a spark big enough to warm an entire community. Years later, when Milo was grown and confident, he visited Elias at the center and said, "You didn't change the ending of your story, you started a new one." But Elias replied, "No, son, you did," and Milo answered, "You taught me to, and now I'm teaching others." Eventually, Elias grew too old to visit daily, but people visited him instead, thanking him for giving them hope, purpose, and a place to belong. On his final evening, he whispered the same words he had spoken decades before. "Not like this, my story won't end like this." And it didn't, because the center still stands full of life, full of laughter, full of healing, full of people rebuilding their lives the way Elias rebuilt his. He didn't become a hero through strength or wealth, but through the simple decision to begin again. He proved that you don't need a perfect life to create a meaningful one. You don't need to solve everything to make a difference. And you don't need to be extraordinary, you just need to start. So, if you're watching this, remember, your story isn't over. It doesn't matter how broken you feel, how dark your past is, or how many people doubted or abandoned you. What matters is the choice you make right now. Rebuild one thing. Help one person. Fix one corner of your world. Light one small candle in the dark. Because the moment you take that first step, the universe steps with you. And every great ending begins with the simple decision to say, ****, this is not where my story ends. ****.